Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to another episode of Ask a Music Snob. Why am I wearing the same shirt I wore last week in Ask a Music Snob? That's because right now I am visiting my family on Christmas vacation as you are watching this video. And you know, if I was truly a dapper boy and wanted to have another shirt so I didn't have to wear the same shirt, I would have ordered the new Become the Night merch from the link below. It's a badass design designed by one of you guys at the request of one of you guys. And ladies, there are some fire leggings in there as well. If you want, go check that out. And also please follow Dandelion Jones on Instagram. She is the awesome lady that designed this logo. For those of you who don't know, Ask a Music Snob is the show where I put a story to ask me any questions you want with one of those little stickers. You guys submit your questions through there, and then I answer them. Simple enough. Let's get into it. What are your thoughts on Metallica recording with Lady Gaga? I didn't even realize they were going to make a record together until I just saw this question. I don't know. I am curious. I am intrigued. I don't think it's the worst combination ever. It's gotta be better than Lou Reed. Holy God. I don't know. Part of me is excited to hear it just to see what the hell it is. I will say an earlier era of Metallica would have paired a little better with Lady Gaga than current era Metallica, but who knows? Who knows what they'll do with this one? I don't know. I'm not like personally offended or anything, like I'm sure a bunch of fucking fanboys will be. Favorite Billy Joel song? That is extraordinarily difficult. The one that I would say resonates closest to my heart, and this is specifically because of the lyrics, is Anthony's song. Ever since I was in college, I have bonded with this song so much more than I ever have. The message is about basically saying, fuck your 9 to 5 and busting your ass for wage labor. I'm gonna go do my own thing and strike it out and be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna do it myself. I've had that spirit for a long time, and I'm finally starting to embody that spirit, and it's fucking great, man. Highly recommend listening to the song. It's also a good song too. Cinemassacre or Red Letter Media? As you say, I also love them both, so this isn't like a one sucks and one's better. But yeah, I definitely prefer Red Letter Media. I enjoy pretty much that whole cast of people. Cinemassacre, while I absolutely love the Angry Video Game Nerd and I love their extraordinarily campy and overly cheesy sense of humor, I don't like all the guys that they have getting involved with their channel I don't know. Like, obviously they embrace the channel brand of basically being 12-year-old boys in grown men's bodies, and I get that, but it's a little too real for me to actually connect with. It's one thing if you're parodying it, it's another thing if you're just being yourself on screen. It gets a little cringy from time to time. Do you believe the guitarist YouTube community is underappreciated on the platform? It's kind of hard to say, because as much as I would love for it to get more attention, especially from YouTube corporate, get more attention, at the same point, just in regular day-to-day life, you're talking about a very niche community in the human population. Like, I think it's between Jared Dines and the Davey, whoever the fuck bass guy. I don't know. Putting numbers at your last name, sorry, I hate that. Don't hate the channel, just hate it when channel names do that. But I think they're the only two guys who have 2 million subscribers in this vast community. I mean, there may be other guys who do more of the singer-songwriter type thing who have like 5 to 8 million. But that's not really the guitar community. So my gut answer is no, they're not underappreciated. They're definitely not overappreciated. They're just where they are naturally in the scheme of things. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt for YouTube to give us a little bit of a wink and nod every once in a while. That would be appreciated. Should Steve Vai start a prog band? He basically already has. If you're talking like a prog band where it'd be like equal input from everyone, I don't think he would ever do that, and because of that, I don't think chemistry-wise it would flow very well. He seems very focused on having pretty much complete creative control on his projects, and I'm sure he acknowledges this. I wouldn't say he's an egomaniac, but, you know, because of that, basically he writes for the whole band, and he writes very complicated, very deliberate, elaborate shit. So he basically does already have his prog band as Steve Vai's band, you know? Do you think the song Bohemian Rhapsody is overrated? No. I can understand why people don't like Bohemian Rhapsody because it's overplayed. I could possibly even understand why someone just wouldn't like the song through its own inherent merits, but is it overrated? I absolutely do not think so. I think it's the closest thing to a truly progressive rock song that is actually an extraordinarily popular song. The only two songs I can think of off the top of my head that technically qualify because they're by Pink Floyd are Another Brick in the Wall and Money. Just because Money is in 7 doesn't make it prog, sorry. Another Brick in the Wall is more 60s psychedelic than it is any current colloquial definition of prog. Bohemian Rhapsody is actually kind of complex and also is very dense, extraordinarily well written. There are themes throughout that transition in between one another, and there's reprisals at the end that aren't just the same fucking chorus over and over again. Is there a chorus? I don't think so. Yet it has been so well received by the masses. That's the definition of progress. Making an actually complicated and sophisticated art that is appreciated by everyone, not because it's being shoved in their face, but because it's just fucking good. So no, I absolutely don't think it's overrated. Do you honestly like your viewers, or do you find them annoying? I'm gonna say this now, and this is probably the case for most YouTubers, so just keep that in mind. I'm just the only one that's actually gonna fucking say it to you guys, because I actually have more respect for you. Yes, fans can be annoying. No, I do not hate my fans. I honestly do love you guys, and from the bottom of my heart, cannot thank you enough for your support. This is not possible, this here, what we're doing, without you. But yeah, being asked 15 to 30 times a day what my opinion is on some random fucking thing every single day gets old after a while. So yeah, there's times where I am annoyed, 100%. And any fucking celebrity who says that they aren't annoyed by fans every once in a while is lying to you. For the record, I'm not calling myself a celebrity, but I am a public figure of sorts. How do I get better at writing metal and prog? 1, when you're listening to metal and prog music, listen to it more closely. 2, learn some of it on your instrument. 3, practice writing it. Like anything else, it does take practice. My first attempt at a prog song was not very good. Wasn't terrible, just kind of got lost up its own ass. If you really want to get better at writing it, surround yourself with it. If you're already surrounding yourself with it, learn it. I don't have a lot of musical talent. Can anyone learn, or am I not really going anywhere? So there definitely are levels of natural musical intuition that people are born with. Some people have more of it, some people have less. But I think this clip from the Guitar Center Steve Vai Masterclass would say it better than I ever could.
The level of achievement that we have at anything is a reflection of how well we were able to focus on it. Because the only thing that's holding you back is the way you're thinking.
If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a fabulous video. Is the overpopulation in the music industry a problem? Yes. It is a fact of life that there are not that many people that are very talented at music, so because of that, there's a lot more average shit getting into there. There is far too much music released at this point for one person to have listened to everything even released in the last century, let alone in the history of the world. But just like any other problem that provides an opportunity to fix that problem, I personally believe that the market is the best tool to fix this problem. And one of those things I would say is educating our populace in order to better appreciate music. How to be less awkward. So let's look at the core of what being awkward is. The core of being awkward stems from lack of social awareness. Sometimes that is a biological thing or a genetic thing. Other times it's because you're not trying. Other times it's because you're afraid to try. The easiest key to being less awkward is shutting your mouth more. I used to be extraordinarily awkward. There are still times where I find myself being awkward. The more times you open this, the more opportunities you have to be awkward. Close your mouth more, use these a little bit more, and pay attention to your surroundings. Observe how people interact with one another, and look at that and examine that. What's the dynamic that's happening between these people? And if you're honest with yourself, some of these groups of people who are interacting with each other, you should be saying to yourself, I don't think I want to be like that. Then you go find a new group of people and examine. If there are circumstances where you do have to talk, do as little as possible and make sure that you are thoughtful about what you're saying and how the other people are going to take that. If you're not sure how people are going to take it, which would in turn make you feel more awkward about saying something, say the nicest possible thing you can think of, because then at least they'll think, oh, he's awkward, but he's sweet. I'm 99% sure you're a he. Best scotch you've had? I haven't had too much scotch, but the best scotch that I have had is Macallan 18. Absolutely delicious. Isn't it hard finding topics for 4 videos a week? Yes and no. 2 of the videos pretty much have themselves locked into their format, so it's really just the chore of going through and churning that out every week. It is hard finding topics for 4 videos a week when you also have to focus on 2 other videos a week and all of the other shit that I do in my life. But yeah, being on a 4 video a week schedule is a fucking tough grind, and I don't recommend everyone do that, especially not off the bat. What was your experience with liturgical music as a child? Fucking awesome question. For those of you who are unfamiliar, liturgical music is in the Catholic tradition, the music that we use during Mass or possibly during other services, I believe. My parents would listen to Gregorian chant often. At our church, it was a very small, very conservative church, so it was basically an organ, and our first priest that was there when I was very young picked out some of the more lovey-dovey, floaty, no real substance to them hymns, and those kind of sucked. But then we had our next priest who picked out some better hymns, and then some more very traditional kind of like, honestly, in my opinion, fuck you hymn. But yeah, surrounded by a lot of Latin as a child. And especially listening to Gregorian chant done by monks is just like, it's out of this world, man. It's next level transcendental type shit. There's a reason why that sound is still pervasive in music today. I mean, fuck, look at the Halo series. That whole fucking jizz that was in the original and hasn't left ever, that's inspired by Gregorian chant. I'll be honest, I kind of had too much experience with it as a kid, but at the same point, I'm very happy I had the exposure to it I did. I was considering making a video on it in the future, so maybe you'll see that. Do you play video games?
I'm the video game boy! I'm the one who wins!
And that is it for Ask a Music Snob. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, if you could, order a shirt, support the channel. This is a badass shirt. And ladies, there's also badass leggings too. Be the sexiest, hottest girl at the metal show. Please support Dandelion Jones, who did the drawing for this shirt. Her stuff is in the description for Instagram. If you like this video, if you like what I do on this channel, please support me on Patreon. That's the only way I keep YouTube my job. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on!